My light is on and we're live. It's Zoom Zoom. Good afternoon and welcome to a regularly scheduled meeting of the Administrative Committee for Washington County. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Roll call, let's see, 1, 2, 3. We are missing Kara. Oh, Kara's online. Hi, Kara.
I'm here. Hello.
Thank you very much. We have everybody in attendance. And I ask you to join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. We have before us a consent agenda containing the minutes of July 14, 2021 and the Finance Department monthly update, which I'm sure all of you have perused. I would entertain a motion to approve. Joe, so moved. Bob, second. Any discussion, comments, questions, concerns? I see Kara shaking her head. Good. Therefore, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. Motion carried. Thank you. We have two discussion items. The first one, 5A, is the Fitness Center reimbursement update. I believe we will have our Director of Human Resources, Todd Scott.
So the committee report that was in front of you just kind of highlights a number of the things I'm going to talk about today. I'll maybe give a little bit more detail than that. The Fitness Center reimbursement program was put in place June 1st. Since that program has been put in place, let me just get some general information. We have 588 eligible employees for that program. And again, eligible for this program means that they are eligible for our benefit plan, not necessarily participating in it, but eligible for our health insurance plan. So 3/4 time employees or full-time employees. Of those, we have 163 that are actively enrolled to participate. 43 are beginning to start submitting expenses for a total of $2,892 through the end of July. So $65 average. So in either case, that's kind of how the current program is working. I do want to show you some additional information because part of this whole fitness center reimbursement leads itself into, in essence, a wellness plan and a way to basically create a healthier workforce and hopefully one that drives down health insurance costs. So we did work with a company called IncentFit, and I'm going to quickly pull up their website just so people can see what it is.
Now, is this available for all folks, whether you're part-time, full-time, as far as the wellness program?
So the wellness program, I mean, yes, every employee can participate in the activities within the wellness program, and we'll talk about those in just a second. There will be some incentives that I believe will be added to those people who have our health insurance plan. So for example, by meeting certain expectations or criteria, they may have a incentive for what their premium might be for health insurance. In other words, if you don't participate and do those things, your premium may be higher than someone who is participating in doing certain things.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yes, anybody could attend educational events. Anybody could participate in exercise activities and things like that. They'll be available to all employees.
Thank you.
As this is coming up. So this is the IncentFit program. Basically what the IncentFit program is the way for employees to track wellness activities. Things like going to the health club for 30 minutes, exercising on your own for 30 minutes. Um, in order to make sure that we don't discriminate when it comes to health insurance plans, we cannot require people to, for example, exercise. Some people aren't going to be in a position to exercise. And so we do have to provide a reasonable, acceptable standard to that. That might be getting education and maybe eating healthy and doing those things. And so this app allows the employee to track those things, which we will then get reports from them that tell us that we can pay an incentive if there's an incentive that's available for them. This also allows us to do challenges, et cetera. This app is going to be specific to those employees who are working that 3/4 time or 0.75 FTEs or greater. Anybody who's working less than that will not have access to this app, simply because there's a cost for anybody who has has access. We kept that for those people who'd be eligible for incentives. This app is also something we're using right now to track how we are reimbursing our fitness center reimbursements. So if people, for example, have a smartwatch or smartphone, my app will, if I go to the health club I belong to, it's going to immediately recognize I'm there. And as long as I'm there for 30 minutes or more, it's going to acknowledge that in this app. I won't have to track anything. If I don't have that access, whether I have a smartphone or a watch that does that, or if I decide I'm going to work out at home, I can enter it on my own and track I did that activity.
So if your health club has a Cousin Subs or a Blimpies or something there, it would not be able to distinguish it. So
And let me tell you, look at me. You don't think I'm the, no, I'm kidding. You're right. There's no way I can track that you physically were on a machine for that 30 minutes. And so therefore, but at least I can track that you physically were at that health club. And that's a step further than people who right now aren't doing anything.
Understood.
So that's the basic app. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it because I also know that you have other meetings and
Yep.
other things going on.
Yep.
I do want to show a couple other pieces though that I think are important. We talked a little bit about our wellness program. When we started looking at the wellness program, a couple of things that we did was we looked at what are our real cost drivers within our health plan. 4 key cost drivers, if I really look at our total dollars, coronary heart disease is one, high blood pressure, depression, and diabetes. And so if we're really going to think about wellness things that we can do that are really going to have an impact, we're going to have to focus on those things. So I created just a quick calendar, and this is not a lot of detail, but in front of you can see each quarter identifying different areas of health, right? So the first quarter, January, February, March, February being Heart Month, is heart healthy quarter, right? And then mental health awareness, health lifestyles, and managing your health. The thought around each one of these quarters is that then each month we would have both a fitness type opportunity and an educational type opportunity that we could do for our employees. So from there, and this is just a sample, we're going to be working with a committee to kind of flush out some of these details as well as getting them involved so they start to hopefully create incentive for other employees within their departments to participate rather than HR just saying, hey, you really should do this. So this is just a general idea of what this could look like. So in January, we'd have an exercise event. There's this big chill event in Hartford, Wisconsin in 2022, which is a run walk, 5 or 10K walk, both virtual or live. It's on the 22nd of January. And so we could promote that to our employees to say, participate in this walk. Along with that, we can have an educational event. And I've talked with not only our on-site clinic and our provider there, as well as there are a number of other providers who would be glad to come in and present to us about different educational opportunities. We also have this SABA system that we use for education, where there's lots of information we can download and put out there so people can watch it at any given time. But here, new year, new you, tips for long-term exercise success and weight control. The dates are just tentative, but again, the whole thought process is each month we do that for these employees. And so that's largely kind of where we are right now. The last thing I want to talk about regarding the fitness center reimbursement piece is that on a quarterly basis, one of the things that we're going to do is start tracking information, and by minimum semi-annually coming to this committee and sharing, here is where we are. Here's what our activities look like. Here's what the reimbursements look like. Here's what the fund balance looks like, so that this committee knows what's happening. I think the one piece that everyone here should know is, as it relates to reducing healthcare expense, this is a long-term play. So in 6 months, you're not going to see a significant decline in healthcare expense as we begin wellness programming and those things. I do think, though, that there's that chance, if we do it right, that we're going to see some difference. So any questions?
I think we're good.
Perfect. Well, thank you.
Thank you, Director Scott. I appreciate that. Our next discussion item, 5B, the county clerk staffing update. And we do have with us our
That'll be
county
me.
clerk, Ashley Reichert.
So I just wanted to provide an update in regards to our upcoming budget that you'll all see in future meetings at the administrative level and then at county board, that my office will be requesting to add one additional staff member. We're still discussing exactly what that person will do and if we'll be combining that specific employee's duties with another option in assisting the county board. So we're still discussing that, but I wanted to let you know that that'll be coming and answer any questions that you have. I did also want to just bring to your attention that in requesting that position, we have over the years eliminated several individual positions, one full-time position, one part-time position, which was a half-time individual who had left our office after COVID. And then we also lost one individual in our mailroom. And then we have another individual at the end of August that'll be leaving our office in the mailroom as well. So I just wanted to give you a heads up and answer any questions that you may have and just kind of let you know that that'll be coming, not that you were blindsided by that moving forward.
Ashley, how many of those positions that you're talking about will be filled? Now, you're talking about adding one. Is that adding one plus replacing those individuals?
No, we would just basically be combining a lot of those duties that were covered by all of those other positions with one person.
Right.
So we had eliminated our insurance coordinator position, which was a full-time position. I believe that was September of 2019. We had a half-time person who worked 2 days one week, 3 days the next week, and that position was eliminated in June of 2020. We had someone quit in, I think it was April of 2020 due to COVID, and then another individual who's quitting this end of this
So
August. Yep.
this addition isn't really an addition. It's a combination.
It's a
and representing
combination,
really a
yeah.
savings when you look at all of it. I
However-
just wanted to make sure that was
Yep.
clear.
Yep, and however, it will look as an increase in our budget at this time because none of those positions, besides the one that is quitting at the end of August, were budgeted for this year of 2021. So it'll look as an increase now and then also in 2022 or 2022 for,
But in an aggregate
2023.
over several years, because we knew that this was going to happen as these people left, Josh. I think we've talked about that as far as we knew that we were going to be scaling back, but eventually we're going to have to add a person to pick up what was there. So this really does represent a savings, but you're right, from a year to year, I can understand how it's going to work out. 2019, there really is a savings, I think, represented. So, any questions, comments, concerns? No? Given that those are only the discussion items we have, the next meeting is Wednesday, September 8th, 2021 at 4:45 p.m. We stand adjourned to the call of the chair.